Hello everyone, welcome back to another video. If you saw my last video on what guns to buy at the last minute during an emergency, whether it's a pandemic, an economic meltdown, a natural disaster, I gave you two different types of handguns and I gave you two different types of rifles that take handgun rounds, and today I'm going to tell you which ones I don't recommend you buying during an emergency when you're brand new, you have no experience, you don't have much money, and you find the whole thing intimidating. The worst thing to do with something like this is anything is really do a panic buy, because listen, when we're stressed and we're panicked, we just don't think right. We don't think straight, we don't make sound decisions. I don't care how experienced or smart you are. We all been there. We all been there where we just make bad decisions because we panic, we put enough thought into it, or we thought we'd never need it. So I'm going to get a lot of heat from a lot of people in this video. Hey, that's okay. I can handle it. So be it. So my number one gun is not to buy in an emergency is, believe it or not, a shotgun. Now, is that because they're not affordable? You can find these new for about $500. You can find these used for, I've seen them as well, under $200. There's a Remington 870, there's Mossbergs, there's all kinds of makers. The problem with this is, if you never shot before, or if you shot very little and you never shot a shotgun before, 12 gauge is pretty powerful. And it's pretty intimidating. And I'm telling you right now, if you have to use this inside to protect your home, not only are you going to be, well, you may be taken back by the power, but your ears are probably, probably be blown off because it's going to be loud. But are these hard guns to use? No, they're really not. But the whole trick with doing everything right with a shotgun is, one, reloading, which is not the easiest thing to do under stress with a shotgun. Listen, I've been in law enforcement for over 20 years. There are a lot of people in my department that don't like using the shotgun because it's not intimidating. We're talking about people who do this every year who are experienced. A lot of people just don't like a shotgun. To me, if I only have one gun, the rest of my life, I'm telling you, if I only have three guns in my rest of my life, this would be one of them. I take a shotgun. The shotgun is the most versatile gun. Between birdshot, buckshot, and slugs, you can hunt big game, small game, and defend yourself. Like I said, there aren't many controls on the shotgun. I mean, you have your safety here, your action bar lock here, and your trigger. It's not hard. But when you're totally brand new and you're not prepared and you don't know what you're doing, I definitely do not recommend a shotgun. I was thinking maybe a double barrel would be the way to go, but here's the problem with double barrel. Most double barrels have one trigger, which means when you shoot it, you're shooting 2 rounds. And if you think shooting one of these is tough, definitely shooting a double barrel is going to be even tougher. The thing about a double barrel shotgun is, it is much easier to handle. You just hit the switch here, it pops up, rounds fly up, you put 2 more in. But again, the trick to being good with a double barrel is being able to reload real fast. And if you're new and you're under stress with something like this, that is not an easy thing to do. So, as much as I love shotguns, and it's one of my top 3 firearms I would own of all time if I can only have 3 guns. If you've seen on my video, this would be one of them. This is number 3 behind the my rifle and my Glock 17. Now, these are new on the market, fairly new on the market. Now, if you look at this, same thing, only it looks smaller. It's got this handle. Now you may say, oh, that looks small, looks pretty cute. No. I love these, but this is an expert's shotgun. So if you think this is smaller, it'll be easy to use, and you think that's going to be easy to handle, don't do it, please. Leave this for the people who know what they're doing, who've shot shotgun for many, many years, and who's fired up thousands upon thousands upon thousands of rounds. Now, the good thing about something like this, if you want to buy it, they're legal everywhere. They're pretty, especially this one here, the one with the shoulder stock. These are pretty legal in all 50 states, even in New York City and the District of Columbia. That's a good thing about a shotgun, which eventually, if you're going to get into the hobby or you're into the self-defense thing more and more, I would definitely think about getting a shotgun in the very near future if you're getting into this. Now, if it's just something you want to get rid of as soon as this whole pandemic and whole panic is over, all right, listen, I get it. You want something, that's fine. But I just go back to my other video on what guns to buy, my recommendation. Take it for what it's worth. There are a lot of opinions out there. I'm just giving you mine from experience. Take it for what it's worth. I learn every day in this field of firearms, just like everyone else does. No one knows everything. No one will ever know everything. I'm just giving you my experience. I love shotguns, but for someone who's never fired before, they are very, very tough to handle when you never shot them before. They're not hard to use, but the recoil is there. Now, if you're going to get one, I would recommend going down to a 20 gauge or even a 410 gauge. I'd stay away from 12 or lower, because in gauges, the higher number, the less recoil, the easier it is to handle. Don't go anything 12 or less. It'll might be the biggest mistake you ever do, and it would probably shy you away or scare you from ever picking up another firearm again, and we don't want that. Now, unless you have someone that's willing to teach you right away and is ready to teach you right away, I would stay away from any shotgun whatsoever. And if I were them, I would hopefully they give you a 20 gauge first if you can handle that and you have no problem with it. See if you can shoot a 12 gauge, and if you can't handle that, you can always fall back on the 20. If not, just keep the 12 gauge. So this is definitely the guns I don't recommend for a panic buy, last minute gun purchase. The other thing I'm going to tell you not to buy either is any type of military rifle, an AK-47, an AR-15. Listen, again, if you're new to firearms, start out small and work your way up. You may spend about $70,000 to $1,000 on an assault rifle and find out you don't really like it. It's too bulky. You find it intimidating, and you just wasted $1,000. So, again, if you can, go to a gun range. Have someone give you some lessons. Have someone give you lessons on all stuff. Have them give you lessons on shotgun. Have you give lessons on handgun. They rent them out to you. There are guys out there that do that, and as well as military rifles. So, here you go, folks. I love these. These are fun. They do a lot of damage. They're very versatile. But if you need a panic last minute buy, I would stick with either a handgun or a handgun caliber rifle. Like I said, when this is over and said and done, I hope you guys don't give your guns away. And alright, we're back to normal again. Get into the hobby with us. Get into the whole self-defense thing with us. Take some lessons and work your way up slowly. Years ago when I got into this, when I was 21, I never thought I would have as many guns as I do now. And I don't exactly have an arsenal. I've actually cut down because I have found out that the type of gun I am, I'm a self-defense guy. I'm not a collector. Now we have a lot of collectors out there that they'll buy anything and everything. That's cool. That's not me. I'm a self-defense guy. I stick to certain firearms, and I stick with them, and I decide I'm going to know everything about those guns. So that's just me. But for you new people out there, start out small, work your way up, get some lessons, take some lessons, and continue training and get to know your self-defense laws. So I will gladly show you quickly before we close the video. I'll show you what, if you're brand new, you don't know what I'm talking about as far as military rifles go. I will give you a quick show and tell. This is an AR-15. This is what our military uses, what just about all law enforcement uses as their rifle. Now, this is one in .22 caliber. So, now if you are going to buy a rifle, if you're interested in military rifles, I started getting a .22 caliber AR-15 because, again, the guns are just way cheaper. The ammunition is way cheaper. It's very easy to use. Again, .22 ammunition won't break the bank. You could shoot all day and not maybe spend that $25 on a box of 500 rounds of ammo. But this will give you an introduction. This works the same way as a regular military rifle does. Just shoot this much smaller bullet. So that's what an AR-15 looks like. That's what one of the military weapons look like. So if you are going to start with an AR-15, I recommend a .22. But like I said, folks, I just showed you my last view. The guns I recommend, just my opinion. Take it for what it's worth. But it's a fun hobby. It's very fun. It is pricey. That's why I recommend to you, start out small and work your way up. If you figure you like the 9mm handgun and want to work your way up to a 9mm rifle, do it that way. Once you do that, get to know a shotgun. And then from there, decide what you want. But make sure you have proper training in everything you purchase. And know everything about it as much as you can, as well as your self-defense laws. Alright, folks, we'll talk to you later. Stay safe out there.